Okay, so is my voice clear to everyone? Okay, so Dheeraj, can you please tell me the name of the lesson that we are studying or we have started in the last lecture? Do you remember or not? If you don't say no, okay, but don't just waste time like this. Okay, third lesson we are studying at it's all right. Okay, so it is applied history. So why we are not you telling me? Okay, if you know this already. Okay, so whatever you know, whether it is right, wrong, okay, nobody is going to laugh on you. All right. So that's why try to put the answers in a comment section. It helps me, okay, to know that whether everything is reaching at you or not. Okay, I will present my screen to you people. I think it is visible to everyone. Okay. All right. So here goes. We go for your textbook. All right. So do you remember anything? So guys, this is the applied history. Okay, applied history. What is applied history? What is public history? We have studied it. Applied history and research in various fields: philosophy, science, technology, industry and commerce, management, studies, arts, humanities. So likewise, yes. So next one we studied about the applied history and our present, how it is related to our present life or our contemporary world. How this history is helping us to know, to solve our current problems, to find out the solutions for current problems, to tackle current issues. After that, the fourth part of the lesson is management of cultural and natural heritage. Okay. So in that also, first one is a cultural heritage, next one is a natural heritage. So in the cultural heritage, we have seen three types, two types. That is tangible cultural heritage. It means you can touch it, tangible, murta. Okay, it is like a physical form of that particular heritage. So this includes ancient sites. Okay, there is a physical appearance for these buildings, artifacts, manuscripts, sculptures, paintings. Now, intangible is exactly opposite of tangible. That is, we cannot touch it, but we can actually perform art form. For example, oral traditions, different languages that we speak, traditional knowledge of that particular society, social customs. Okay, rudhi parampara, riti rivaj, styles of performing arts, certain traditional skills. Okay, एका जनरेशन कडून दुसऱ्या जनरेशन कडे जे स्किल पुढे पुढे जात राहतं. ओके, communities, groups who represent such traditions, customs, and skills. All right. So this is about the cultural heritage, tangible and intangible. Now next one is the natural heritage. So in natural heritage comes three types: flora, fauna, and ecology. Ecology means परिसंस्था. Okay. So flora and fauna means वनस्पती जीवन आणि प्राणी जीवन. Okay. So we have studied about this also, flora, fauna, ecology, and geomorphic characteristics. which is crucial for sustaining the flora and fauna of a particular region. म्हणजे एखाद्या रिजन मध्ये फ्लोरा फोना म्हणजेच वनस्पती जीवन आणि प्राणी जीवन हे एकमेकांवर डिपेंड असतं. अन्न साखळी we have studied, okay. Food chain, so this is the part of the ecology, okay. So this is the food chain. So it is essential for the benefit of our future generations to preserve our heritage. UNESCO, that is United Nations Education, Science and Cultural Organization, full form of it. It is a global organization, has announced some directives or criteria with the objective of promoting cultural and natural heritage. To promote and cultural and natural heritage, there are some directives that are announced by the UNESCO. So on the basis of those directives, list of sites and traditions are declared. List of sites and traditions are declared as a World Heritage. So what this UNESCO does, UNESCO actually have some criteria, okay, for declaring something as a national heritage, as a natural heritage or cultural heritage or the World Heritage. So when we can apply for this, okay. So UNESCO actually checks all the criteria. If it is fulfilling all the criteria, then that particular site, that particular cultural or natural heritage will be called as a World Heritage. Okay. So in the last lecture we have seen up to this. Yes, am I audible to everyone? Okay. So I think now you have got the idea. Okay. So in the last lecture we have studied up to this. So till now, do you have any problem, any doubt or any issue? Yes, okay. Okay, no doubts. Now let's take the next point now. The list of UNESCO's, okay. The list of UNESCO's World Natural Heritage now includes Western Ghats. So guys, do you know do you know where Western Ghats is located? What is Western Ghats? What is that place? Okay, hello Western Ghat. Anybody who knows Western Ghat? Because Western Ghat we have seen many times in a geography, okay, while studying geography. Western Ghats, where Western Ghats are located? Yes, do you understand the question, Maitreya, Dheeraj, Anuj? There are total Jaya here, Avigna Pawar. Are you there? Are you listening to me? Yes, Sahyadri is known as the Western Ghats. So all the western coastal line of the India, okay, there is a mountain range, which is Sahyadri mountain range. So all that part is called as the Western Ghats. Okay. So recently UNESCO, our Western Ghat is considered or declared as a World Natural Heritage because it is a natural thing. It is a natural thing over there. Okay, it is the Western Ghat. Now it is a World Heritage. The Khas Plateau in the district Satara is also part of Western Ghats. So now see, Khas Plateau is there. Okay, कास पठार असं त्याला मराठीमध्ये म्हटलं जातं. ओके, सो इट इज इन द सातारा डिस्ट्रिक्ट and Khas Plateau is located or it is part of Western Ghats. Okay, that's why it is also a World Natural Heritage. So Khas Plateau is famous for its flora, its plants over there. Okay. Okay, so do you understand this Khas Plateau? Now you can see the Kailasa temple ओके, म्हणजेच वेरूळचे कैलास मंदिर. Okay, so is my voice clear to everyone? Are you getting everything? Okay. See, cultural and natural heritage management is one of the main aspect of applied history. Okay, aspect means त्याचं एक प्रकारे एक वैशिष्ट्य आहे किंवा पैलू आहे. Okay, what is cultural natural heritage management? As we have studied that it is very important to preserve and conserve our natural heritage as well as cultural heritage. So that's why the management of cultural natural heritage is very important part of that of applied history. The work of conservation and preservation of the cultural heritage falls under the jurisdiction of the Archaeological Survey of India and India's state departments of archaeology. Okay, guys. So, guys, we know that in the central ministry, okay, केंद्र स्तरावर किंवा आपलं जे काही सेंट्रल गव्हर्नमेंट आहे त्यांच्याकडे एक खातं असतं Archaeological Survey of India. It is one of the ministry or one of the department in the central. So likewise that in the states, different states, they have also one department, that is the archaeological department, state departments over there. So the conservation and preservation of this cultural heritage, it falls under the jurisdiction, म्हणजेच यांच्या कार्यक्षेत्रात. Okay, it is the responsibility of the Archaeological Survey of India and India's state departments to preserve and conserve the cultural heritage of India. Okay. Besides, intact or intact, okay, or intact, you can pronounce according to your understanding. Okay, INTACH. So, what is the long form of this intact? Indian Natural Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage. Okay. So, intact is actively working in this field. The work of conservation and preservation. Hello guys, is there any background noise? Okay, just wait. Okay, so now the noise will not come. Okay, so we are studying about the intact. Okay, that is Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage. So basically, this archaeological departments of state and the center of India, central government of India, also intact. So these are actively working in this field to conserve and preserve the cultural heritage of India. The work of conservation and preservation of cultural and natural heritage requires participation of experts from various fields. Okay, guys. So, guys, we know that this cultural and natural heritage, there are different ancient sites, there are different artifacts, sculpture. Okay, so we should have that expert of that particular field. Okay, so that we get to know everything about that particular thing, about that particular site, that about that particular artifact, sculpture, everything, so that it will be easier for us what to do to preserve and conserve it properly, to make proper management of that heritage. Okay, so for this purpose, we need the experts from different sectors. Okay, we also need some scientists from science background. Okay, we need the people from humanities background, we need the historians for many different fields. So these types of experts are very important for us so that we can conserve and preserve. That work of conservation and preservation of the cultural heritage, it will be taken care properly. Okay, they need to be duly aware of the cultural, social and political histories of the heritage site. Okay, what it is, they need to be duly aware. Duly means properly aware, okay, or thoroughly. They need to be duly aware of the cultural, social, political histories of the heritage site. Okay. Now, if we want to conserve and preserve the heritage site, one of the site like Harappan, okay, a site at the Harappa. So basically, one should know everything about that. Okay, that the culture of that specific site, that is the Harappan civilization, social and political system of that time, history of that time, particular. Okay, so it will be helpful for us to properly uh, make the management of that site. Okay, principles of applied history are useful in creating the awareness among them. Okay, so by using the principles of applied history, okay, we can create the awareness among these experts, okay, about this particular site, about this particular heritage. Okay, okay, so I hope you got this cultural and natural heritage. Who is the responsible for this management? What are different institutes that are working in the field of this management of cultural and natural heritage? Also, uh, why we need different experts? Why these experts should be aware of this particular cultural, social, political histories of this particular natural or cultural heritage? Okay, and how we are going to use the principles of applied history, okay, to create the awareness among these all experts from various fields. Okay guys, do you understand this? Okay, so you understood. Okay, all right. So now see, principles of applied history are useful in creating the awareness among them. Thus, first is, thus means because of that, okay, त्यामुळे the operations necessary for the conservation, preservation and development of the heritage site can be handled without causing any change in original state. It means what? Once the experts from various fields that we have called, so that these experts can help us to properly manage, to do the proper management of this heritage site. If they are properly aware about this cultural and social and political histories about these heritage sites, okay, because of that what happened, the operation necessary for the preservation and conservation of development of the heritage site can be handled without causing any change in its original state. So if everyone that is working in the team, different experts from different various fields, if they are working with proper knowledge about that particular site, then there will be proper management, proper conservation, proper preservation and development of this particular work. Okay, it is also without causing any change in the original state of that particular heritage. मीन्स आपण ज्या पर्टिक्युलर हेरिटेजला आपल्याला जतन करायचं आहे, त्याचं संवर्धन करायचं आहे, त्यामध्ये वेगवेगळे टीम मेंबर्स असणारे, वेगवेगळ्या फील्डचे तज्ञ लोक असणारे, तर त्यांना जर त्या सगळ्या गोष्टी माहीत असतील, त्या पर्टिक्युलर साईटच्या हिस्टॉरिकल गोष्टी झालं, पॉलिटिकल, कल्चरल, ओके, या गोष्टी, सोशल गोष्टी जर माहीत असतील, तर काय होईल, त्या पर्टिक्युलर गोष्टीची ते योग्य प्रकारे काळजी घेतील. ओके, अँड बिकॉज ऑफ दॅट व्हॉट विल हॅपन, there will be the, it will be in the original state. Okay, it will not get any damage with, because all of the people that are working, they are having proper awareness and the knowledge about that particular site. Okay, so second one is the local social structure and psychology of the local people, challenges faced by them in the present situations and their expectations can be surveyed in details. Okay, so with the proper knowledge about that particular area, that particular site, that particular cultural, we can say heritage, that is some of the art, some songs. Okay, so if we know about this, some this team, all the team members know about this, then what will happen, they can understand the social structure of that particular local people. Okay, also the psychology of that particular society, of that particular we can say people from that local area. Okay, also what are the challenges they are facing at that area where that natural heritage is located. Okay, in the present situations, what are different things, what are different issues that are related to these local people which are living in this heritage site. Okay, so also we can get to know about their expectation. We can make the proper survey of that all things, that is the different challenges faced by them, expectation, different psychology of these people, local structure and traditions of these people. We can get to know about this by using different principles of the applied history. Also, due precautions can be avoid hurting sentiments. Sorry, precautions can be taken to avoid hurting sentiments of the local people while completing the projects of conservation, preservation, and development of the site. So, guys, we know that if at some places there is one of the site and government found that or people found that it is a natural heritage for our country or it is a cultural heritage of our country. So, if we already know everything about that culture, about that particular cultural heritage or natural heritage, what will happen? We will take the proper precautions so that whatever whoever the people living over there, they will not get hurt because of this conservation work or preservation work. Okay, so गोष्ट काय होऊ शकते, एखाद्या एरियामध्ये एखादी कल्चरल हेरिटेज असेल, एखाद्या ठिकाणी एखाद्या सोसायटीमध्ये किंवा नॅचरल हेरिटेज लोकेटेड असेल, तर काय होईल, जर भारतीय समजा ही जे टीम आहे, कल्चरल अँड हेरिटेज मॅनेजमेंट जी टीम आहे, ही जर त्या ठिकाणी एखादा प्रोजेक्ट करायला गेली, कन्झर्वेशन आणि प्रिझर्वेशन करायला गेली, तर काय होऊ शकतं, कधी कधी जर आपल्याला त्या एरियातील लोकल ट्रॅडिशन्स माहित नसतील, ओके, लोकल हिस्ट्री माहित नसेल, त्या लोकांची सायकोलॉजी माहित नसेल, तर काय होऊ शकतं, आपल्या वागण्यामुळे, आपल्या बिहेवियरमुळे किंवा आपल्या प्रोजेक्टमुळे दे कॅन गेट हर्ट. बट इफ in advance we know everything, then what can be done? We can take proper precautions so that people will not get offended, that people will not get hurt, their sentiments will not get hurt. Okay, and the fourth part is participation of local people in the project can be facilitated. Okay, जर आपल्याला त्या पर्टिक्युलर एरिया मधल्या लोकांची जर आपल्याला सगळीच माहिती असेल, दे विल फील safe. Okay, the people पण feel safe feel करतील and we will also get the benefit of that thing. That is, we can tell that people to participate in this conservation and preservation work. Okay, also systematic plan can be designed to employ the local skills in a creative way and create better opportunities of livelihood. Okay, so what can we do? We can systematically plan. Okay, we can design, okay, to employ the local skills in a creative way. म्हणजेच काय, एखाद्या लोकल स्किल आहे एखाद्या ठिकाणी लोकांमध्ये, सोसायटीमध्ये आदिवासी लोक झालं किंवा इतर जे लोक असतील, तर त्यांच्याकडे एक स्पेसिफिक स्किल असतं कोणतं ना कोणतं. ओके, तर त्या स्किल आपण काय करू शकतो, त्यांना सिस्टमॅटिक प्लॅन करून त्यांना एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट करून देऊ शकतो आणि त्यांना जीवन जगण्यासाठी चांगल्या संधी निर्माण करू शकतो. ओके, so all this can be done with the help of this cultural and natural heritage management, and also different by using different principles of applied history. Okay, so that we can create awareness among all the peoples, okay, related to this particular preservation and conservation work or this particular site, local people over there. Okay, so do you understand that we can do all these things, okay, while preserving and conserving the natural and cultural heritage of our country. Hello everyone. So do you understand this? All right. Do you have any question regarding this? Okay, this was about Preservation and conservation of natural heritage. Anybody having any doubt and questions in this? Okay, no, nobody having any doubt. All right. So guys, see, the last part of the lesson is affiliated प्रोफेशनल फील्ड्स. ॲफिलिएटेड म्हणजेच काय, संलग्न. संलग्न म्हणजेच काय, रिलेटेड. रिलेटेड प्रोफेशनल फील्ड्स. ओके, म्हणजेच हे जे अप्लाइड हिस्ट्री आपण बघितलं, हे कल्चरल हेरिटेज मॅनेजमेंट आपण जे बघितलं. ओके, तर याच्याशी रिलेटेड कोणकोणते फील्ड्स आहे प्रोफेशनल, की ज्यामध्ये लोक काम करू शकतात, लोकांना त्यातून रोजगारच्या संधी मिळते. म्हणजेच नॅचरल हेरिटेज जे आहे, कल्चरल हेरिटेज आहे, त्यांचं जेव्हा प्रिझर्वेशन आणि आपण कन्झर्वेशन करतो, तर त्यावेळी काय होतं, तर हे प्रिझर्वेशन कन्झर्वेशन करता करता लोकांना ते रोजगारांच्या संधी कशा निर्माण होतील, एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन कसं होईल, प्रोफेशनल अपॉर्च्युनिटीज कशा जनरेट होतील, तर त्याच्याशी रिलेटेड कोणकोणते फील्ड आहेत आपण ते बघूया. ओके, सो नॉलेज ऑफ हिस्ट्री कॅन बी सपोर्टिव्ह इन द डिसिजन मेकिंग with regards to respective legal provisions and public policies in the following fields. ओके, म्हणजेच काय, आपल्याला जे काही हिस्टॉरिकल नॉलेज आहे, तर हे हिस्टॉरिकल नॉलेज एक सपोर्टिव्ह होऊ शकतं. म्हणजेच काय, हे हिस्टॉरिकल नॉलेजचा उपयोग करून आपण काय करू शकतो, म्युझियमचे रिलेटेड ज्या काही लिगल प्रोव्हिजन्स आणि पब्लिक पॉलिसीज बनवल्या जातात, आर्काइव्ह जे आहेत, तर त्यांच्याशी रिलेटेड ज्या लिगल प्रोव्हिजन्स आणि पब्लिक पॉलिसीज बनवल्या जातात, तसेच प्रिझर्वेशन अँड कन्झर्वेशन ऑफ द हिस्टॉरिकल साईट जे आहे, तर यांच्या प्रोटेक्ट करण्यासाठी आपलं गव्हर्नमेंट ज्या पॉलिसीज बनवतं, आपलं गव्हर्नमेंट जे लिगल प्रोव्हिजन बनवतं किंवा राईट्स बनवतं, सॉरी लॉज बनवतं, ऍक्ट बनवतं. ओके, तर या सर्व लॉज ऍक्ट बनवताना जे डिसिजन घ्यावं लागतं, ओके, ते डिसिजन घेताना आपल्याला हे जे हिस्टॉरिकल नॉलेज आहे त्या फील्ड्सचं, तर ते आपल्याला खूप सपोर्टिव्ह आहे. ओके, ओके, ऑल्सो इन द टुरिझम सेक्टर, इन हॉस्पिटॅलिटी सेक्टर. ओके, टुरिझम म्हणजेच काय, या ठिकाणी काय आलं, नॅचरल किंवा कल्चरल हेरिटेज रिलेटेड आलं. ऑल्सो हॉस्पिटॅलिटी मध्ये काय आलं, डिफरंट रिच्युअल्स आलं, डिफरंट ट्रॅडिशन्स आलं वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणचं. सो इफ गव्हर्नमेंट, इव्हन एंटरटेनमेंट अँड मास मीडिया आलं या ठिकाणी पण. तर हे जे काही 5 फील्ड आपण बघितले, तर यामध्ये जेव्हा गव्हर्नमेंटला वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे लिगल प्रोव्हिजन किंवा लॉज बनावे लागतात, पॉलिसीज बनावे लागतात, तर त्यावेळी जे डिसिजन्स घेतले जातात, ओके, while we are taking the government is taking decisions, then the knowledge of history can be useful and supportive. Okay, in this case, okay, knowledge of the history can be useful and supportive in this case. Okay, so every field mentioned here requires expert personnel with specialized skill. आताच आपण जे बघितलं, एंटरटेनमेंट अँड मास मीडिया, टुरिझम अँड हॉस्पिटॅलिटी सेक्टर, कन्झर्वेशन अँड प्रिझर्वेशन ऑफ हेरिटेज साईट. ओके, सो हे जे काही 5 आपण पॉइंट्स बघितले, म्युझियम्स अँड आर्काइव्ह 4 पॉइंट जे बघितले, ओके, त्यामध्ये काय आहे, सो दीज फील्ड्स, these sectors require expert personnel with specialized skill. ओके, तर या सर्व फील्ड मध्ये जर काम करायचं असेल, तर त्यामध्ये त्या फील्ड मधला एक्सपर्ट माणूस आपल्याला गरज आहे, एक्सपर्ट पर्सनल. ओके, आणि स्पेशलाइज स्किल महत्वाचं आहे. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, आर्किटेक्ट्स, engineers, historians, archaeologists, museum curator, sociologist, archive management professionals, legal experts, skilled photographers, etc. Okay, so all these experts, that is the architect expert, engineer, different skillful engineer, historians, good historians, archaeologists, museum curators means those who design the museums, sociologists means which study about those people who study about the society, archive management professionals. Okay, so all these people are very important, expert personnel, very important with specialized skill, so that they can work in these specific fields like mass media and entertainment, tourism and hospitality, After that, preservation of cultural and national heritage sites, okay, historical sites is there. After that, the first point is about okay, what it is. So first point is about museums and archives. Okay, of course. So here, of course, this is just a representative list. म्हणजेच काय, आपण जे आता ही लिस्ट बघितली, लिगल एक्सपर्ट, स्किल्ड फोटोग्राफर, प्रोफेशनल्स, आर्किटेक्ट, इंजिनियर, हे जे आपण बघितलं, सो दीज आर जस्ट रिप्रेझेंटेटिव्ह. म्हणजेच हे एक प्रकारे एक फक्त प्रातिनिधिक स्वरूपात आहे. द हेल्प ऑफ एक्सपर्ट्स फ्रॉम मेनी मोर फील्ड इज रिक्वायर्ड. आता आपण हे काही 5-7 फील्ड जे प्रोफेशनल लोक बघितले, इंजिनियर्स, आर्किटेक्टर, प्रोफेशनल्स, लिगल एक्सपर्ट, तर यांच्या व्यतिरिक्त पण वी नीड हेल्प ऑफ एक्सपर्ट फ्रॉम मेनी मोर फील्ड्स. Apart from all this field, we also need people from many more fields. These experts need to have adequate knowledge of ancient sites and historical background of the structural remains and artifacts. म्हणजेच काय, हे जे experts आहे ज्यांची we are going to take help of these experts should have adequate knowledge about these ancient sites. म्हणजेच काय, एखादी जी ancient site आहे आपल्याला कुठेतरी सापडली आणि आपल्याला त्याचं प्रॉपरली प्रिझर्वेशन आणि कन्झर्वेशन करायचं, त्यासाठी आपण एक आर्किटेक्ट बोलवला की एक हिस्टोरियन बोलवला, ओके, किंवा एक प्रॉपर आपण एक्सपर्ट बोलवला, तर त्या एक्सपर्टला त्या पर्टिक्युलर साईट विषयी एकदम प्रॉपर नॉलेज असणं गरजेचं आहे. ॲडिक्वेट म्हणजे सफिशियंट नॉलेज असणं गरजेचं आहे. द हिस्टॉरिकल बॅकग्राऊंड ऑफ दॅट स्ट्रक्चरल रिमेन्स अँड आर्टिफॅक्ट इज ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टंट. ओके, म्हणजेच काय, एखाद्या साईटवर स्ट्रक्चरल रिमेन्स आहे म्हणजे अवशेष शिल्लक आहे, तर त्याबद्दल त्याला नॉलेज पाहिजे. इव्हन आर्टिफॅक्ट जे आपल्याला सापडले आहेत, कलाकृती, त्या ठिकाणी कलाकुसरीच्या वस्तू ज्या सापडल्या आहेत, ओके, तर त्या सर्व गोष्टींचं पण आपल्याला, किंवा तो जो एक्सपर्ट आहे त्या एक्सपर्टला प्रॉपर नॉलेज, ॲडिक्वेट नॉलेज असणं याची आपल्याला गरज आहे. तरच आपण त्याला त्या ठिकाणी प्रॉपरली प्रिझर्वेशन अँड कन्झर्वेशन करू शकतो त्या पर्टिक्युलर साइट्स. ओके, प्रोजेक्ट्स इन द फील्ड ऑफ अप्लाइड हिस्ट्री कॅन क्रिएट व्हेरियस अपॉर्च्युनिटीज फॉर दिस प्रोफेशनल. ओके, तर काय करू शकतो आपण, अप्लाइड हिस्ट्री जे आहे, प्रोजेक्ट्स इन द अप्लाइड हिस्ट्री, म्हणजे अप्लाइड हिस्ट्रीमध्ये कोणकोणते प्रोजेक्ट येतात, कन्झर्वेशन आणि प्रिझर्वेशन येतं. ओके, वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचं लॉज बनवणं जेव्हा गव्हर्नमेंटना गरज पडते तेव्हा गव्हर्नमेंट काय करतं, वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारच्या कमिट्या बनवतं, त्या कमिट्यांमध्ये जे वेगवेगळ्या फील्डचे प्रोफेशनल लोक आहे, एक्सपर्ट लोक आहे, त्यांना बसवतं. म्हणजेच काय, हे जे वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे लोक आपण बघितले, जे पीपल बघितले, त्यांना एक प्रकारे व्हेरियस अपॉर्च्युनिटीज क्रिएट होतात. ओके, अपॉर्च्युनिटीज म्हणजेच काय, हे अप्लाइड हिस्ट्रीचे जे वेगळे प्रोजेक्ट आहे त्यामुळे काय होतात, वेगवेगळे लोकल आपल्याला पीपल लागतात विथ डिफरंट स्किल्स, तर ते लोकांसाठी वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारच्या संधी या क्षेत्रामध्ये निर्माण होतात. सो इन दिस लेसन वी लर्न अबाउट द रोल ऑफ अप्लाइड हिस्ट्री इन पब्लिक ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम्स फॉर अंडरस्टँडिंग द इम्पॉर्टन्स ऑफ हिस्ट्री, for creating social awareness regarding the conservation and preservation of our cultural and national heritage, using knowledge of history for this purpose to enhance the professional skills of the people and to develop industrial commercial field to carry out preparatory work and plan for effective implementation of heritage projects. It is essential to avoid vandalizing of historical and public places and to ensure that they are preserved for the benefit of our future generation. So basically this is the paragraph about what we learned in this lesson. That is, we learned about the how applied history is useful, its role is useful in public training program for understanding the importance of history. We get to know about the importance of the history with the help of applied history, how we can apply it in the daily life, in our government, in the preservation conservation for our next generation. Okay, also how we can use applied history in creating social awareness regarding the conservation and preservation. Okay, how we can use the knowledge of history for this purpose, how we can enhance the professional skills of the people to develop industrial commercial field. Okay, how we can carry out preparatory work with the help of applied history. So all these things we can done with the help of applied history. Okay, and we have studied that how it helps us. Okay, so some part is still remaining. Okay, we will see about this. So is screen visible to everyone? All right. So do you understand what we have studied in this lecture? I mean in this lesson, different things applied history. Still some portion is remaining. We will study about it. Okay. See here. Do you know the earliest museum in the world was discovered during the excavations at city of Ur in Mesopotamia? So guys, do you know what is Mesopotamia? Yes, it is one of the old civilization. As we know that in India there was a Harappan civilization. Okay, likewise there was Mesopotamia civilization. Okay, it was an old civilization. Okay, so you know what? In the city of Ur, okay, there was an excavation going on, and in that excavation, the earliest museum in the world was discovered. When it was discovered? 6th century BCE, before Christ. Okay, before Christ era. So basically, the earliest museum in the world was discovered in the excavation at the city of Ur. So this question is asked in the exam many times. Okay, it is important MCQ for you people. That is, the earliest museum in the world was discovered during the excavation at dash dash city. Okay, so you have to write down the city of Ur in the Mesopotamia. The excavations were conducted by Sir Leonard Woolley. So this excavation was conducted in 1922 to 1934. Means almost 12 years this excavation, म्हणजेच त्या ठिकाणी खोदकाम चालू होतं. कारण आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी जे म्युझियम सापडलं तर ते म्युझियम कसं होतं, ते मातीखाली गाडलं गेलेलं होतं. ओके, तर ते गाडलं गेलेलं जे आहे तर ते आपल्याला खोदकाम करून त्यांनी जे सापडलं ते कोणी सापडलं? इट वॉज कंडक्टेड बाय सर लिओनार्ड वुली. It was done in 1922 to 1934. In between this for 12 years. This museum was built by the princess of Mesopotamia. So in the Mesopotamia civilization, there was one of the princess called, and what was her name? Enigaldi. Enigaldi. Her name was Enigaldi. So this museum was built by this princess called Enigaldi. She herself was a curator of the museum. म्हणजेच तिने स्वतः हे म्युझियम कसं ठेवलं पाहिजे, या ठिकाणी कोणत्या वस्तू ठेवायच्या, कोणत्या कोणत्या ठिकाणी ठेवायच्या. ओके, तर या सर्व गोष्टींचे जे क्युरेशन आहे, ओके, क्युरेटर, तर ते स्वतः एनिगार्डी so this was done by the Princess Enigaldi. A noteworthy feature of that museum is the clay tablets inscribed with the description of exhibited artifact. या ठिकाणी जे आर्टिफॅक्ट आपल्याला दिसू शकतं टॅबलेट फॉर्म मध्ये, तर त्यावर काय केलेलं आहे, त्यावर एक प्रकारे इन्स्क्राईब केलेलं आहे डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ एक्झिबिटेड आर्टिफॅक्ट. म्हणजेच त्या ठिकाणी जे आर्टिफॅक्ट प्रदर्शित केलेले असतील, जे कलाकृती त्या ठिकाणी प्रदर्शित केलेली असेल सापडलेली, तर त्याचं डिस्क्रिप्शन जे आहे तर ते हे क्ले टॅबलेट्सवर कोरलेलं होतं, इन्स्क्राईब केलेलं होतं. ओके, सो whoever the people you are visiting that, they can read that. Okay guys, so apart from that, there is one of the another table or block is given, that is, you know, Indian Museum at the Kolkata. So the Indian Museum at Kolkata was founded by the Asiatic Society in 1814 CE, common era. Okay, Christ era we can say. So the Indian Museum at Kolkata was founded. सो कोलकातामध्ये एक म्युझियम आहे, त्याला इंडियन म्युझियम असं म्हटलं जातं. या ठिकाणी तुम्ही फोटो बघू शकता त्याचा. So this was founded by the Asiatic Society in 1814. Okay, so Nathaniel Wallich, a Danish botanist, was the founder and the first curator of the museum. Okay, तर याचं क्युरेटर कोण होतं? Nathaniel Wallich. He was a Danish botanist. Okay, he was the founder and the first curator of the museum. The photograph of the museum, okay, the photograph of the museum seen here is dated to 1905. 1905 मध्ये याचा फोटो काढला गेला होता या म्युझियमचा. द म्युझियम हॅज 3 मेन डिपार्टमेंट्स. तर या म्युझियम मध्ये 3 डिपार्टमेंट्स तुम्ही बघू शकता. इकडे आहे, ओके, फ्रंट लेफ्ट साइडला अँड राइट साइडला. Okay, we don't know where it is located, but we can just assume. So there was 3 main departments: arts, archaeology and anthropology. Other affiliated departments are conservation, publication, photography, exhibition presentation, model making, training, library and securities. So in the Kolkata Museum, these are different things. 3 departments were main departments were archaeology, arts and the anthropology. And also there were another departments over there. So guys, do you understand this? Did you understand? That is the earliest museum in the world was founded or discovered in the excavation at the city of Ur, that is in the it is related to Mesopotamia. And also the Kolkata National Museum in the Kolkata, it was founded in 1814 by the Asiatic Society. Also, next topic is, it is interesting to know. So here, see here. Archives preserve and store old documents, official records, old films, etc. तर आर्काइव्ह जे आहेत, ओके, हे जे आर्काइव्ह आहे, आपण म्हणतो म्युझियम्स मध्ये काय असतं आणि आर्काइव्ह मध्ये काय असतं. सो बेसिकली म्युझियम्स मध्ये वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे आर्टिफॅक्ट्स पण असतात. तसं आर्काइव्ह मध्ये आर्काइव्ह प्रिझर्व म्हणजे आर्काइव्ह जतन करून ठेवतं, कशाचं, साठवून ठेवतं आणि जतन करू शकतं. प्रिझर्व अँड स्टोअर ओल्ड डॉक्युमेंट्स, वॉट एव्हर द ओल्ड डॉक्युमेंट्स आवर कंट्री हॅज, different societies has, different culture, we can say civilization has, all this preserved and stored in the archives. Also official records of different emperors, different governments, also different old films. The National Archive of India is in New Delhi. So this is also asked in the MCQ, that is National Archive of India is located in dash dash, that is in New Delhi, in Kolkata, in Chennai, in Mumbai. So you have to write down proper answer, that is about the New Delhi. Every state in the India maintains its archive independently. Also, as there is a national archives at the central level, at the state level there are state archives. Okay, and every state maintains these archives independently on their own. Also, archives with a distinct purpose. म्हणजेच काय काय आर्काइव्ह आहे की त्यांचा एक स्पेसिफिक पर्पज असतो, डिस्टिंक्ट पर्पज असतो. द मेन ऑफिस ऑफ द नॅशनल फिल्म आर्काइव्ह ऑफ इंडिया इज लोकेटेड इन द पुणे, महाराष्ट्र. तर आपण काय बघितलं या ठिकाणी की वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे फिल्म्स, ओल्ड फिल्म्स असतो, तर त्या ओल्ड फिल्म ज्या आहेत त्या पण आर्काइव्ह मध्ये स्टोअर केल्या जातात. ओके, तर पुण्यामध्ये काय आहे, नॅशनल फिल्म आर्काइव्ह आहे. काय आहे, नॅशनल फिल्म आर्काइव्ह आहे पुण्यामध्ये. ओके, इट वॉज एस्टॅब्लिश्ड इन 1964 as the media unit of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting of Indian Government. It served 3 objectives. तर हे जे काही फिल्म आर्काइव्ह, नॅशनल फिल्म आर्काइव्ह पुण्यामध्ये आहे, त्याची स्थापना, त्याची एस्टॅब्लिशमेंट झाली होती 1964 and it was under the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting of Indian Government. आणि त्याचे काही 3 मेजर ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह होते. कोणकोणते? टू सर्च अँड ऑब्टेन रेअर इंडियन फिल्म्स and to preserve the heritage for the benefit of future generations. To search and obtain rare Indian films and to preserve the heritage for the benefit of the future generation. Okay. To categorize the important aspects of films, to create documentation and catalog and carry out research in the field. Okay, so these are the objectives of this film. Okay, National Film Archive. Also to establish a center for dissemination of film culture. ओके, तर या फिल्म कल्चरला डिसेमिनेट करण्यासाठी हे एक सेंटर म्हणून यूज केलं गेलेलं होतं, नॅशनल आर्काइव्ह. ओके, okay guys, so this is all about the applied history lesson. Okay, this was quite big lesson. Okay, and also guys, here is the list of some of the, you can see, Indian traditions declared as a oral and intangible heritage. You have to go through it. Okay, from this also question are as asked. वर्ल्ड कल्चरल हेरिटेज साईट इन इंडिया, आपण बघितलं की युनेस्को जे आहे ते काय करतं की भारतातील किंवा जगभरातील वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणच्या वेगवेगळ्या ज्या साईट्स आहेत त्यांना वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज म्हणून डिक्लेअर करतात. तर त्यामध्ये भारतातील एवढ्या साईट आहे, तुम्ही बघू शकता. ओके, बऱ्याचशा साईट्स त्या वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज म्हणून घोषित केलेल्या आहे. वर्ल्ड नॅचरल हेरिटेज साईट्स आहे, कल्चरल हेरिटेज साईट्स आहे. ओके, मिक्स सुद्धा आहेत. ओके, so this is all about the lesson number 3. Now here is the exercise for you people. Okay, and you have to do it on your own. I will upload it in the Google Classroom and you have to go through this. Okay guys, so here is the some questions, 5 to 6 questions, major questions. Choose the proper answer, correct option, identify wrong pair, explain the following concept. Archives we have just seen. See here, archives we have just seen. What is archive? Applied history is seen. Answer the following question. What is public history? Role of UNESCO. Okay. Find the cultural heritage site located in the Maharashtra. Write their name. ही जी लिस्ट बघितली त्यामध्ये आहे. इथं तुम्हाला कन्सेप्ट चार्ट क्लिअर करायचा आहे. कल्चरल हेरिटेज, टँजेबल, इनटँजेबल. आता टँजेबल मध्ये कोणकोणते येतात? दीज आर फिजिकल. इनटँजेबल म्हणजेच काय? ट्रॅडिशन्स, कस्टम्स, सॉंग्स एक्सेट्रा. Explain following with reason. Write elaborate answer for this. Okay, I hope you can do this, and if you in this exercise, if you find any problem, any doubt, any issue, you can always ask me about this lesson. Okay guys, so guys, do you understand everything in this lesson, or still you have any problem, any doubt? I hope, I think that while doing the exercise you will get some problems. Okay, that you have to ask to me. Okay, so this is the work for you to complete the exercise. So have you completed previous exercise? Okay guys, so guys, I think we are going to stop for today over here. Okay, we are going to conclude it here. So people has already started leaving the class. Okay, I didn't ask you to leave the class. Okay, so do you understand everything in today's class, or is there any problem? Was it very fast or was good one? Okay, Maitreya, all right, all right. So guys, now you can leave the class. So good night. Okay, take care and bye bye. Yes, Avigna and Jay. Hello.